Well, we have been joined by Mr. Rahul Bharti. He's a Senior Executive Officer, Corporate Affairs at Maruti Suzuki. So many thanks being to NDTV Profit. There is a lot of myth that is going around E20. We are seeing posts day by day on social media claiming that all their engines are getting damaged, their mileage is dropping. So as far as Maruti's cars are concerned, are you seeing any such issues in your cars that the people are complaining about?
No, there are two separate parts. There is the issue of concern or fear on corrosion, wear and tear, reduction in life. So that's, there is no such, we want to give a statement of confidence, there's no such concern. Even if we use E20 fuel on E10 cars, let's say, bought as early as 2010. Because we introduced E10 before 2010, so at least for the past 16 years, cars of that vintage, if they come, if they use E20, since we have adequate design factors of safety, generous factors of safety, we do not see any concern, and we've done our testing. This is also validated by the customers who regularly come for servicing their cars to our network, dealership network. Last financial year, for example, 25-26, we would have serviced a total of about 2.5 crore plus cars, out of which at least 1.5 crore cars would be of at least 3 years vintage, which means they were E10 cars which had at least 1 to 3 years of E20 fuel usage. Even in those cars, across such a high volume and sample size, we have not noticed anything of concern.
Are you also seeing any kind of increase in insurance claims that are talking about, say, engine damage or any other kind of damage because of the fuel?
No, not in our network.
We understand that, like, considering that Maruti is the largest automaker in the country and you're also the number when it comes to market share, although you have mentioned that there are people that are using cars which were E10 compliant, you haven't found any issue, but still in order to, bring confidence among the users of your cars, what would you like to say which can bring some confidence in the users?
Okay. See, the issue that you raised can be of fuel adulteration. It has nothing to do with E20 spec. Adulteration has been there in limited pumps, cities, limited time periods across India for many years now, and it continues till date. That's a separate parallel issue that we continuously and regularly work with the oil industry, and they're also very forthcoming. They also send their quality teams for checking compliance. So that's a parallel separate issue. But on E20 as a fuel specification, at least on Maruti Suzuki cars, we can give a statement of confidence. Customers can be confident. It would not cause any wear and tear or life reduction or corrosion, etc., which has already not been taken care of in the design. Mileage, there is a minor drop between E10 to E20 because the calorific value of ethanol is less than that of gasoline. So between E10 to E20, we can estimate, for example, something like 3 to 3.25 to 3.5% drop in mileage. Having said that, I would also like to mention that there are many parameters which bring much more variation in our mileage. For example, just our driving pattern, our acceleration and braking, like selection of the right gear, maintenance of our fuel filters, the car filters, cleaning, etc., tire pressure, etc. So that brings about a much higher variation in mileage.
So very lastly, like you mentioned, and even the oil minister talked about this, that there is a drop of 3 to 3.5% in terms of mileage. But is this drop within the same engineering prescribed limits, or this 3 to 3.5% drop in mileage is well beyond that?
It is as expected. What I can mention is, one, not current, but in the future, ethanol fuel offers higher octane The government has already notified a higher octane RON 95, and that helps you, that enables you to design engines with higher compression ratio that can recover part of this mileage loss. So that those improvements, and that can actually also help in low-end torque improvement. Those are issues that we are, those are improvements that we are working on that can help mitigate the mileage loss to some extent.